Welcome to Create Through Compassion. Today, we dive deep into one of the most powerful forces in life, the drive to break through obstacles, challenge our limits, and ignite the fire of passion that fuels every dream. We've all faced barriers in life, be they personal, professional, or emotional. Some of us face fears, doubts, or past failures that hold us back. Others confront physical limitations, societal expectations, or external circumstances that seem insurmountable. But there is one truth that binds us all: every barrier is meant to be broken. Breaking barriers is not just about smashing through walls, it's about discovering the strength you never knew you had, tapping into the power of resilience, and reigniting that spark inside of you that says, "I can do this." It's about defying the odds, overcoming the impossible, and pursuing your deepest passions, no matter the challenges that stand in your way. In the next few moments, we'll explore the mindset, strategies, and stories that will not only inspire you but equip you with the tools needed to break through your own barriers. We'll talk about the power of passion, the courage to take risks, and the resilience required to keep going when it feels like the world is against you. Whether you're facing a personal struggle, battling self-doubt, or simply trying to push past the barriers holding you back from your dreams, this is the motivation you've been searching for. Chapter 1: Understanding Barriers. What holds us back? External barriers can be societal expectations, financial constraints, lack of resources, or even the opinions of others. These barriers often make us feel like we are trapped in a box with no way out. We may see others succeeding while we struggle, which can create feelings of inadequacy. Internal barriers are even more insidious. These are the negative thoughts, self-doubt, and fears that live within us. I'm not good enough. I'll never be able to do this, or I'm not capable of success. These barriers, though invisible to the outside world, can often feel more real and harder to overcome. Maya, a talented artist, faced both. She loved creating art but didn't think she could ever make a living from it. Her family told her to pursue something more practical. She didn't have the resources to invest in art supplies or attend art school. And yet, Maya felt an undeniable pull toward her passion. "I kept telling myself I wasn't good enough. I wasn't sure I could ever be a professional artist. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, if I don't try, I'll never know." The barrier wasn't the lack of resources. It was my own fear of failing. Understanding that barriers often start as limiting beliefs is the first step in breaking them down. These beliefs, whether internal or external, can only hold us back if we allow them to. And the key to breaking barriers is realizing that the greatest obstacle is often not the situation, but how we perceive it. Chapter 2: The Power of Passion. Igniting the flame inside. One of the most powerful ways to break barriers is by tapping into the one force that can push you forward when all else fails: passion. Passion is the fuel that propels us through adversity, the energy that makes us believe in the impossible, and the strength that turns dreams into reality. Michael's dream was to start his own tech company. He had always loved technology, and his passion for innovation had been with him since childhood. But the path to entrepreneurship wasn't easy. He faced financial struggles, intense competition, and the doubts of others. At one point, he almost gave up. But then he remembered why he started. He remembered the excitement he felt when he first thought of the idea. "There was a point when I thought, maybe this just isn't meant to be. But when I focused on the passion I had for technology, the drive I had to make something impactful, I knew I couldn't give up." Passion doesn't make things easy, it makes them worth it. When you allow your passion to fuel your journey, you will find the strength to overcome even the most daunting barriers. Passion creates purpose, and purpose creates persistence. It's the inner fire that can keep you going when the world tells you to stop. Chapter 3: Changing Your Mindset. The power of belief. At the heart of breaking barriers lies a fundamental shift in how we view ourselves and our abilities. The power of belief. Our mindset shapes everything we do. If we believe that barriers are unbreakable, they will be. If we believe that we are incapable of success, we will find it nearly impossible to reach our goals. But if we shift our mindset, if we start to believe that we can break through any obstacle, we unlock the potential for transformation. Clara was an aspiring writer, but she faced rejection after rejection. Her friends told her to give up, that it wasn't worth the effort. But Clara changed her approach. Instead of seeing rejection as a wall, she saw it as a lesson. Each no was a step toward her yes. Slowly, she started to build her confidence, and her belief in her work grew stronger. When I first started writing, I believed that rejection meant failure. But now, I see it as part of the process. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it and moving forward. My belief in myself and my craft has been the key to breaking through the barriers. Belief isn't about blind optimism, it's about trusting in your own ability to learn, grow, and adapt. It's about recognizing that every challenge is an opportunity to become better. Chapter 4: Taking Risks. Stepping out of your comfort zone. The road to breaking barriers is paved with risks. Many of us feel comfortable in our routines, even when we know they're holding us back. But breaking through the barriers requires us to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to embrace discomfort. Luis had a stable job in finance. But his passion was in design. He had always dreamed of creating his own design studio, but the fear of failure held him back. Until one day, after years of contemplation, he made the leap. Taking the risk wasn't easy. It felt like I was stepping off a cliff. But when I finally did it, I realized that the real risk was staying in the same place. I knew that I had to go for it or live with the regret of never trying. Taking risks is about trusting yourself and your abilities. It's about pushing past the comfort zone and embracing the challenges that come with pursuing something bigger, bolder, and more aligned with your true passion. Chapter 5: Building Resilience. Bouncing back from setbacks. The road to breaking barriers is never a straight line. There will be setbacks, challenges, and times when it feels like everything is falling apart. But the key to breaking through is resilience, the ability to bounce back, to get up after you've fallen, and to keep moving forward, no matter the odds. Sarah's story is one of resilience. After years of struggling with self-doubt, she decided to run a marathon. But in the middle of the race, she hit a wall, physically and mentally. She collapsed, but she refused to quit. Quitting was an option, but it wasn't the option I wanted to choose. I had trained for this. I had worked so hard. The pain was temporary, but giving up would have haunted me forever. I got up because I believed that I could finish. And I did. Resilience is built in the hardest moments. It's not about never falling, it's about getting back up each time and continuing to move forward. Chapter 6: The Power of Consistency. Small steps, big results. One of the most overlooked yet powerful tools in breaking barriers is consistency. It's easy to get excited about a goal, but maintaining that excitement day in and day out is where most people falter. True transformation and success come not from doing one monumental thing, but from the daily, consistent actions that accumulate over time. John's story is a testament to this principle. He always wanted to improve his fitness but struggled with staying consistent. Every New Year's, he would set ambitious goals, only to quit a few weeks later. But he realized that success didn't require grand efforts, it required steady, consistent action. He started small, a 5-minute jog, then 10, then a 30-minute run. He didn't aim to break records immediately, he just aimed to show up. I used to be discouraged because I wasn't seeing immediate results. But then I understood that consistency is about the process, not just the outcome. If I showed up every day, no matter how tired I was, I knew I'd get better. And that's exactly what happened. Consistency is what turns impossible goals into achievable ones. Whether you're working on a fitness goal, a creative project, or building a business, small, consistent steps will compound over time, breaking down the biggest barriers. Chapter 7: The Fear of Failure. Embracing setbacks as growth. Fear of failure is one of the most paralyzing barriers we face. It holds us back from taking risks, trying new things, and pursuing our true passions. The fear of failing often prevents us from even starting. But what if we saw failure not as the end, but as part of the journey? Emma's story is a perfect example of how failure can be reframed as an essential part of success. Emma dreamed of becoming a published author, but after submitting her manuscript to dozens of publishers, she received rejection after rejection. For a while, she felt like quitting, questioning her talent and the worth of her story. The rejections were tough. They made me feel like I wasn't good enough. But then I realized, these rejections aren't failures, they're just part of the process. Every no was a lesson. Every setback was a stepping stone. I needed to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. It's important to understand that failure isn't a reflection of your worth. Every successful person has faced failures. The key is learning from them, refining your approach, and using them to fuel your growth. Remember, failure doesn't make you a failure. It makes you someone who has the courage to keep going. Each time you rise after a setback, you break through a barrier of doubt, fear, and limitation. Chapter 8: The Role of Self-Discipline. Mastering your mindset. One of the most critical factors in breaking barriers is self-discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when motivation wanes. It's about choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. While passion can get you started, discipline is what helps you finish. Ricardo had always dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur, but he struggled with time management and focus. He often procrastinated, hoping for motivation to strike, but it never did. It wasn't until he developed a system for self-discipline that things began to change. He created a daily schedule, broke down his tasks into smaller, manageable steps, and held himself accountable, even when he didn't feel like it. There were days when I didn't feel like working. But I knew that success wasn't about waiting for motivation, it was about doing what needed to be done, even when I didn't feel like it. I learned to discipline my mind, and that made all the difference. Self-discipline allows you to take consistent action, no matter how you feel in the moment. It's what helps you push through laziness, distractions, and the temptation to quit. The more you cultivate discipline, the more empowered you become to break through any barrier in your path. Chapter 9: Support Systems. Building a network that lifts you up. No one achieves greatness alone. While inner strength, belief, and passion are essential, having a support system, a network of people who uplift you, challenge you, and believe in your potential, can make all the difference in breaking barriers. Zoe, a budding entrepreneur, had a big idea for a fashion startup, but she didn't know where to start. She felt isolated, unsure of her abilities, and afraid to take the first step. That is until she reached out to a group of like-minded individuals, including a mentor, friends, and fellow entrepreneurs. Together, they brainstormed, offered advice, and encouraged her when she felt overwhelmed. I used to think I had to do everything on my own. But the moment I started building a support system, things changed. I no longer felt like I was carrying the weight of my dreams alone. I had people who believed in me, and that made me believe in myself. Building a supportive community is essential when breaking barriers. Surround yourself with people who motivate you, challenge you, and bring out the best in you. These individuals can provide advice, help you navigate setbacks, and hold you accountable when you need it most. Remember, no dream is too big when you have a team that believes in it as much as you do. Chapter 10: Embracing the Journey. Trusting the process in the pursuit of breaking barriers. It's easy to focus solely on the end result. We become fixated on the goal, the destination, and forget about the journey itself. But the truth is, the process of overcoming obstacles is just as important as the success you ultimately achieve. Tyler had always wanted to climb a mountain, a literal and metaphorical goal. The journey to the top wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, physical exhaustion, and moments when he wanted to quit. But as he stood at the summit, the view wasn't just about the mountain he had climbed, it was about everything he had learned along the way. The journey was tough. There were moments when I thought about turning back. But when I reached the top, I realized it wasn't just about getting there. It was about the growth I experienced along the way. Every step, every challenge, every moment of doubt made the victory even sweeter. Embrace the process of breaking through barriers. It's not just about the outcome, it's about who you become while striving to reach your goals. Trust that every challenge, every setback, and every victory is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Breaking barriers isn't just about overcoming obstacles, it's about the transformation you experience as you push through them. It's about igniting the fire within, fueling that passion with consistent action, building a resilient mindset, and relying on the support of others. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Remember, the barriers you face are not the end, they are the beginning. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every doubt is a chance to prove your resilience. And every setback is a lesson that propels you forward. It's time to break through the barriers that stand in your way. The passion, the strength, the vision, it's all within you. Now, all you need is to take that first step. The world is waiting for you.